Alright guys, what's going on? It's Dan here, and today I've got a little bit of a story video for you guys. So this is going to be something a little bit different than what I normally do. Normally I just sort of do a gaming video. Well, like I said, today I'm going to do a little bit of a story for you guys. So I'm just going to be sitting here and actually talking to you guys and telling you guys this story. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys want to hear a couple more videos like this, so if you guys want to hear a couple more stories, then I would definitely be sure to try and make some more videos like this in the near future. But today we're actually going to be talking about the time when I got lost when I went over to Switzerland. So basically it all started where a group of us went over to Switzerland. We actually stayed over in Kandersteg. And basically we was there for I think like a week and a half, and on one of the days we decided to go into the town. So I don't think it was the Kandersteg town. I'm not too sure what town it was. I think it was like a 50-minute drive from Kandersteg. So like I said, I'm not too sure what the town actually was called, but it's somewhere in Switzerland obviously. So enough talking about that. We basically went into the town and I basically got lost. So we was in groups. Like first of all, we was in a massive group, and then we split off into sort of little groups. So there was about 3 or 4 of us in a group, and there was obviously like the main leader of all of us. So first of all, he gave us a number, so his phone number to like every one of us in the actual group, in case we got lost or in case something happened. So luckily he did that, and I'll talk to you guys a little bit more down the line into why it was a good job he actually did that. But basically he gave us his number. We went off in little groups and went around the town in Switzerland. So everything was going good. We was going to shops. This was the first time we'd ever visited this town. So basically we was going off in little groups. We was walking around, going to like different shops, looking at different things. Really good. We've been there for about an hour, and I really needed the loo. So obviously I decided to go. Well, first of all I was waiting for a little bit. I was like, I needed it, but I was thinking I'm gonna wait a little bit until I actually need it, because obviously if I do go, there was a little bit of a possibility that I won't be able to find my way back. So I waited for a little bit. At this point I was literally desperate, so I went to the loo. I told everyone in my group that I need the loo. They was looking around the shop. I was like, you guys stay here and I'll go off to the loo, and I shouldn't be too long. I'll be back in like 5 minutes or so. So I left that shop and then I went to find the loo. So come out of the shop, everyone was in, walked down the street. I was looking everywhere. I looked for about 10 minutes and I could not find a loo anywhere. I was literally going around like different streets. I was turning down like one street, turning down another street. Basically, eventually I found this restaurant that luckily had a loo in, because I had visited a couple more restaurants that I kept going into, but they had no loos. Luckily I eventually found a restaurant that had a loo. So I went to the loo, everything was good. But as I was coming back out the loo, it basically said exit one way and the entrance was like a different way. So I come in from one door, went to the loo, and then as you come out the loo you have to exit out of another door. So obviously I come out the loo and I exited the way that it said. So it said on the sign, exit this way obviously. So I followed the exit, went out the back doors and come out into this street, literally middle of nowhere. There was literally no one around. It was like a back door, it was like a back alley. There was a couple. So I came out of this restaurant, like I said, it was a sort of alleyway, couldn't see anyone. So I luckily followed my way through this alleyway, found a sort of main path where there was a couple of people walking, got onto there, but at this point I had no clue where I was. This pathway I'd never seen before, there was no road, nothing like that. Like I said, just a couple of people walking, had no clue where I was. Sort of, at this point I was pretty much considered lost. I was thinking to myself, I have no clue where I am and I have no clue how to get back. So I was sort of lost. I wasn't really panicking at this point. I was like, it's going to be pretty easy to find my way back. It shouldn't take me that long, and hopefully I can get myself back to the group or back to the, because basically before we started off he said there was an area we had to meet. Say if we got lost or at the end of the day we had to meet at a certain area. I thought it's not going to be too hard to find that or to find the shop that the group was in. So at this point I was only gone for like 5 to 10 minutes. So I was following this sort of path, literally turning like left, right, following loads of different paths, turning back on myself. I had no clue where I was. Some of these streets I'd never seen before, and bearing in mind we'd only been in that town for about an hour before I actually left the group. So I think there was, eventually I found one street that I actually knew, but it literally again led me to somewhere that I didn't have a clue where I was. So I kept walking around. At this point I think I'd been gone for about 15 to 20 minutes. So at this point the group had left that shop and gone into another shop. And obviously they kept moving around. They weren't just going to be in like one shop for like 5-10 minutes. So obviously they'd come out and left that shop to go into another one. So I was again walking around trying to find my way. I was turning down different paths, had no clue. So the group had then gone back, and they left all the shops and gone back to the sort of adult in the group, let's call it. So he was waiting at a certain point, they went back to there, and basically everyone was meeting at that point. So everyone was sort of waiting there, and then there's me just lost. I'd been gone for about 20 to 25 minutes at this point. So I was just going down random streets, had no clue where I was. I tried to sort of get on my phone. Again, that was flat, so that was a stupid mistake. So I made 2 mistakes in that day. First of all, I didn't go to the loo before we went to the town, and the second mistake was I didn't charge my phone the night before, which is a bit weird of me because every single night I charge my phone, but for some reason that night I didn't. So obviously my phone was flat, so I couldn't ring anyone, I couldn't text anyone, and that number that he gave me before I obviously couldn't ring. So 25 minutes I'd been gone. So luckily I was going down into every shops, trying to find a phone and someone that spoke English. I'd gone into a couple that didn't have a phone and like speak perfect English but didn't have a phone, and then I went to some that actually had a phone but they literally spoke no English. I was trying to speak to one woman and she had no clue what I was saying. I was even trying to like show what to do like phone, she had no clue what I was talking about. So I had to leave that shop and try and find another one. I eventually found a shop, the woman spoke perfect English and she also had a phone. So at this point I was pretty much in luck. I'd gone 25 to 30 minutes right now, so half an hour without the group. So at this point I was sort of panicking. I was like, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to get my way back. 30 minutes I'd been gone. They were starting to worry as well, obviously, because I said I'd be like 5 minutes. I'd now been gone half an hour. Luckily I rang them because the number that he gave me, that's what I was saying, is really important. The number that he gave me, I rang up on the phone, that I went into the shop, found the phone, rang this number up, and basically said I'm lost, I have no clue where I am. Luckily the sort of adult in the group, again let's call him, he had actually been in Switzerland quite a lot, so he sort of knew this town and he knew sort of areas of the town. So he said ask the woman to find this church. So again I spoke to the woman that spoke pretty much perfect English, and I was like, do you know where the church is in Switzerland, like in this town? She said yeah. She gave me a couple of directions, she wrote a couple of things down, and luckily she managed to get me back to like the group. So she basically come in clutch for me right there. I was lost. Luckily I managed to borrow a phone, ring the people up that I was with, and luckily she knew a way to the church. Obviously she didn't come with me, she just said you need to go down here and you should be there. So about 5 minutes, I was literally from that shop 5 minutes away from where I should have gone. When I managed to get there, obviously everyone was there waiting, so eventually I managed to get myself back to the group, and then we went back to Cannasteg and back to where we were staying. But literally 30 minutes I was walking around Switzerland on my own, have no clue where anyone was, had no clue where I was, and obviously at this point, half an hour in, I was a little bit panicky, but again managed to find my way home. Luckily that woman, she was really nice as well. She's like, as I walked in, she could sort of see I was panicking a little bit. She was like helping me, she gave me some water, she's basically just telling me sort of to calm down. She's like, it'll be fine. So everything went fine, managed to find my way back to the group. But there's my little story about when I got lost in Switzerland. Hopefully it wasn't too boring for you guys. I really enjoyed talking about it. I've never actually spoke to many people about this. So there may be a couple of people watching this video that know me and probably didn't actually know this about me. It was a couple of years ago now, but like I said, I haven't really told that many people, so you guys are probably one of the first people to actually know about this. Obviously, it was just a mistake on my behalf as well as the group's. Obviously, if I went to the loo before we left, I would have been fine. Or if I even charged my phone, I would have been fine. But if the group hadn't have sort of left that shop or left that sort of area, again, I would have been fine. But mistakes happen, things happen, and I would definitely learn for next time I go travelling to charge my phone for one, and to go to the loo before we actually travel into a town. So again, that is my story from when I got lost in Switzerland. If any of you guys have ever experienced anything like this, then please leave it in the comment section down below, because I'll be really interested to see any of you guys like opinions on this, or if any of you guys have actually experienced this before. Because like I said, I wasn't panicking, but I was starting to get a little bit worried, and eventually obviously everything was perfectly fine. So that is going to be it for this video, guys. If you guys want to see more videos like this in the near future, then please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day.